He'll make some runs, but we're pretty confident. Moving into the rest of the Longmere Shield competition, and apologies for the lower grades in the ones, but at A&A, but yeah, we're trying to mix in 1 and 2 rounds together, so we'll talk about our boys next week. Talking about Longmere Shield, after 2 rounds, Carnegie South's on top of the ladder. They had a good win in the first game against
the runners up.
Well,
against Mackie.
Yeah, that's right, and that's round 1. They beat Mackie, making 146. Mackie made 9 for 129. So fantastic result for Carnegie South. And in the second game, they played Amiga, made 7 for 162, and they rolled Amiga all out for 64, which is probably as un-Amiga as you'd imagine with, you know, because they would at least fight out a game, and just to roll over like that.
And they always rate themselves Amiga against those clubs that are, you know, typically below them, like the Carnegies and the LePages.
That's right, they usually
like
get those wins.
But I think I even said at the start of the year, I don't rate Amiga, I just think they're too old, and I think Darren Hall played in batting number 3.
played in Amiga's 1, so...
You know what I mean? So... Look, for them to make 64, looking at the paper and at their list, well, you know, there was probably only 64 runs in there. But like Carnegie South, I think that the key there is their bowling. Like Schleiger's come back, and I think he was a very good bowler a few years ago, wasn't he?
Rudy Schleiger was a very good bowler for Carnegie South, and he went off and had a stint at St Kilda. Came back to Carnegie South last year, was playing in their thirds, I believe, played in their final side in the thirds, and now he's serious about his cricket, playing ones for Carnegie South where he should be. And yeah, he took wickets, took 3 for on Saturday, and yeah, look, I think Carnegie South are wrapped that he's back.
And look, the good thing again, they've put the faith in the kids over the last few years. I think Collison's captain. I don't know how old he is, but I don't think he'd be that old. And guys like Pereira's
made a couple of 40s, I believe.
Kulikov. They've got a good batch of kids, and then you throw in the Gallaghers and Hanleys, all these sort of guys, and you've got a pretty well balanced team. So good on him, I think. And Bruce Haley's done a pretty good job.
Yeah, look, he's persisted. Spent about 3 or 4 years really working on them, and now it's really starting to show. Again, they were strong with one-day cricket last season as well.
True.
And I guess the depth will be tested 72 overs.
True.
Right. LePage Park are also undefeated after 2 games. Another club that's been on the lower half of the ladder for the last few years in Longy, and you know, with Taranto, McConkey, I beg your pardon, and Shosnek, you got 3 blokes who, you know, are the core of their batting lineup. They've got, you know, blokes like Bruder who can hit around at the end, and they've got also the bowler, Handy, the spin bowler, who made the Longmuir Team of the Year last year, and he took 5 for against Mackie on Saturday, so 5 for 19. So he's he's really becoming a bit of a force in the competition, and it shows with LePage's results.
Look, they got proven match winners in McConkey and Kosnick.
Yeah, Shosnek.
Kosnick.
I had a chat with Steve about how you pronounce the names, and I think Zosnek is. But anyway, go on.
Okay, so look, they've got good cricketers. And especially with Hendy, it's always good to have a good spinner in this level of cricket. But Jiggs Mackie to lose that, and then drop it against Carnegie South as well. It just looks old hat. You look at the lineup, it just looks tired. I know they made the finals last year, and they had a very good season. But again, looking at the list, you know, they haven't really recruited anyone. There's no new names, good players into the side, which a lot of these other clubs have done this year, have gone out and found new players. And if Buddha's not going to get you the runs, again, it's just
Parks hasn't cleaned up with the bag yet either.
No, it just looks tired. But look, 0 and 2.
James Clements isn't playing either. He's playing in their one-day grade, I believe, too.
Oh,
so there's some depth loss.
So yeah, look, 0 and 2 for Mackie. They're a bit of trouble.
Elwood at 2 zip also after a couple of good wins. A good win against Union on the weekend, following their win against Brighton Union in the first game. Oh, hang on, did I just say East Sandy in the first game. Oh, hang on.
That's 1 and that's 2.
I beg your pardon. So they beat Union in the first game and they beat East Sandy in the second game. So,
look,
they've got Steve Jones, who's
must be a good
their coach. Has come from the UK, and he's playing well, and they're very happy with his coaching, giving Marshall, I guess, some good advice when it comes to decision making on the ground. And Marshall's doing his job as he always does.
Look, if Marshall isn't the most valuable player at the moment in the competition. I don't know who he is
He's clearly the standard.
and he'll only get better in 2-day cricket because he'll just bowl 30 overs from one end, and he'll get his 5 and 6, and he's probably got another 500 runs in him this year.
Yep.
He's 20 years old. 20, he's just a very good player. I know, he gives a bit on the ground, which is good too.
Yeah, he's got his fire.
He puts his money where his mouth is. But big year for Elwood. I was going to say last week after seeing the results, I just still think they've got. You've got your Marshall, you've got your Nath Harris, you've got this Jones now. You've got some good players in there, and you've got. And I remember speaking to Graham Finn before he left. He said there's a leg spinner there, Dahan.
Dahan, yeah.
He said he's a ripper. He's probably one of the best leg spinners for his age in suburban cricket he's seen. So a lot of positives for Elwood. And like I said, they've beaten Brighton and East Sandy, two, which you probably would have thought top 5 teams, and to get 2 wins against them.
Great result for them. So
position.
they're flying. And I guess the other team that's undefeated at the moment is a team that should be, and that's Bentley Uniting. And I think we just briefly mentioned them before, as A&A are playing them this week. But obviously Glenn Layla, Ash Russell is, I guess, the standout at the moment, not only with his batting, but also with his, I think he bowls offies.
Does he bowl offies?
Yeah, that's what I heard. He bowls offies. And he, Kim Pitt style from what I gather, where he just, puts it there, suffocates the batsman, make them make the mistake. And, he's definitely earning his money, so to speak.
Okay.
And I guess the issue with Bentley Uniting is the fact that Simon Surridge is out injured for a few weeks, injured his ankle or something like that, I believe, and as a result, they're really relying on Britt when it comes to the pace bowling. They've got Middle Miss.
It's good to see. He hasn't played for a few. Remember, he got injured a few years ago. Hasn't played. For him to be back is really good, but it just shows you their depth because they can just bring Coles and Middle Miss back in.
Yeah, well, Coles
Heaney,
is in, Heaney as well bowling. So look, they've got.
Is Clive Dixon playing there now?
No,
there's a Clive Dixon.
Is he
playing twos?
Well, he used to play.
Be us.
No, I doubt it very much.
Sorry,
but I mean, they've got enough people. Trying to squeeze out of their ones, let alone picking up blokes like the Wizard around. So Bentley Uniting a 2-zip.
The only thing I can say about Bentley Uniting, they're obviously going to get better as the year go on, but just looking at East Sandy and seeing that from last year's team, they had a very good team. They pulled in at Dallas, Manders. They got Luke Manders back. Yep. Pledger, I reckon 3 years ago, Pledger was probably as good as all of them.
Yeah.
Because he can bat number 3, make runs, and then
and
come in and bowl.
Sharp.
Yeah. And I thought he was probably a couple of years ago, he was just as good as the Duddies and Dallases.
Yeah. But there's a few names missing. I mean,
Deverell and Corp.
Yeah, they're out.
Surely.
I don't know what they're doing. I think they're travelling overseas or something like that. And Guy Martin's not showing much interest either. So,
where I was going with it is the fact that I've been in sides before where you bring in really good players from outside. It takes a little bit to gel. Yeah. Where you East Sandy, they're already a good team, and if they can get the Devereux and Corps and you get Jenkin back, I still think they're, I still think they will be hard to beat. And Bentley Uniting, I know you got Russell and Layla into the team, but again, it takes a little bit to gel and be cohesive.
And I think what we mentioned when we last recorded, you've got a lot of blokes who have been very excited at the start of the season. Oh, these blokes are coming to the club. I'm going to be playing ones with them. Well, in some instances, no, you're not playing with them. You're actually being pushed out as a result. And it's just a matter of whether some of these blokes are prepared to work hard and get back into that spot, or whether they, get a little bit disillusioned about things. So, yeah, it's interesting.
I'd hope for East Sandy to get all these players back, but it'd be good to see them take on Bentley Uniting. And I think it was going to be round 1, which was washed out, so everyone's going to have to wait until after Christmas now.
That's right.
Which might play into East Sandy's hands when they get all these players back. But, look, Ash Russell, he's going to make a ton of runs this year, and if he got 3 wickets against Brighton Union.
Yeah.
Which that was again a pretty big game in the scheme of things. And I think Ivan's had a pretty reasonable start to the year as well.
Yeah, I think he made a 40 in round 1, and in round 2, he didn't make too many runs, but. He's got a better start than what he had last season anyway.
So again, Bentley Uniting there too, and they've beaten a couple of good teams to get there. So.
That's right. So going